shorter swings, that pivot point, see, it would get over there a little bit more. So if you're hitting a 7-iron, you'd be over this way a little bit more. But with your stance wider like that, if I'm standing real narrow, then when I get to the top, see, I would have a little bit more lead time. I'd have a little bit more time to pivot because the stance is so narrow. Okay, all of a sudden I got that hybrid or a fairway wood, 5-wood, 3-wood in my hand. Well, if I only get to there, right, I might be able to sneak a little bit over this way. But if I get like this, right, now the problem is I risk maybe hanging this way and again coercing myself to shift the posture almost upwards and backwards.
Okay.
As opposed to just staying a little bit more steady, not down. I don't necessarily need to drop down. But if I go hard or harder, then I go and I fall back and I come up all at the same time, as opposed to, okay, well, let's give myself time to stay here first and then really slingshot it more through here, whereas my speed's exasperated more through the impact there. So that's patience here, as opposed like getting quick here. That's just patience, saying, okay, I'm going to situate first and then go ahead and let everything run.
That's where swinging with this and having everything else. Yeah.
Big time, ultimately.
Yeah, and I can feel that too. It's just gotten so ingrained from being in that position. I think it's hard to feel it out of.
Remember, your body also can't feel that, or feel anything at the highest rates of speed. So the only way to do that would be have a good rehearsal, a good routine where you reiterate to yourself what we're trying to accomplish, and then you swing, obviously, but leave a little in reserve, in other words, while you continually feel the movement, and just accept the fact that periodically, if you have to get one harder, when you attempt to do it, you've practiced so much at like 85, 90% that
Then
when you, that's JT or any of the touring pros. So at the time when maybe they need to go a little bit quicker,
Right.
they just don't risk losing positioning as much because they've maintained it so much at a slightly calmer rate of speed.
Okay.
Not bad. Not bad. But see, if you're moving and your hands just let the golf club close a bit and the attack angle is good, it should go pretty straight and just draw a little bit. Now here's the thing, that ball was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And that ball wouldn't have it would have drew, a few yards?
Yeah.
Very minimally.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have drew at all if the hands would have just been a smidge more patient through there. So a draw would be more if you're moving, you have movement, and at the same time you're kind of releasing it a little bit, okay? Your fade would be as if you moved and you waited too long, you'd push it or fade it. Your over pull, which is a little more you, would be as, okay, well, I didn't have any bumper shift at all, and I just got a little quick, or I backed out of it and I just got a little quick with my hands. Now I pull it and draw it all at the same time. See?
And that's just from a total stall. Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because a total stall out would be, okay, well, if I was standing bent over like this and I just went like that and I thrusted everything straight up,
Yeah.
how much time am I going to rotate if I just thrust straight in?
You can't.
Right. But even if I have a little bit, see, I can still open up a little bit. The only problem is that I congest the runway, which means I got to flick through the runway.
Yeah.
Whereas if I open up the runway, keeping my spine angle bent is keeping the head down. Like if the spine angle does this, then everything goes up. I can try to keep my head down.
Well, yeah, that's where my right shoulder gets down.
Yeah.
And everything goes this way and then comes in like that.
Right.
And then I'm hitting it outside the path, or I feel like it's going to go a million miles left.
It's like an axis. You're just trying to keep the outside parameters of the earth rotating around its axis, which is the centerpiece.
All right.
Especially with that longer club.
Okay.
Then it's just more centered and more rotational around the axis.
Okay.
The lower body doesn't need to be as pivotal, in other words.
I gotcha. Boy, that felt good though.
Yeah, you hit it good.
Club got through, and that was one where I felt like I would have had to
But
save
see,
it.
in
But-
the interim of trying to help that, right? Opposite of a pull is to get the body moving some so that the hands actually do remain a little more patient. So now you hit one, you push one or leave one hang a little right,
Yep.
as opposed to just stop the body from moving and get flicky with it.
Yeah.
There we go. That's beautiful.
That's 10 out of 10.